lugares. São dois.
When they take off like that, like no words, just walk off, I'm like, am I following you? Oh, it's still recording. So we finally got a table. We got a table, you guys. You might recognize this place from several different travel series. More often than not, they only show the inside. And so you might come to think that there's this grand exterior, but really it's located on a small street. So this was filmed in February 2021 during the time of COVID. And as such, there was a lot of social distancing going on. We waited outside in line for approximately 20 minutes before we reached the host stand. While you're waiting in line, you get a chance to see what desserts are actually available that day. A large swath of the restaurant was actually closed off. The upstairs was not being used, and there was an area to the side of the entrance that seemed like it had booths that was also closed. It's amazing the size that it actually has inside. I seriously enjoyed my food. I got a sandwich, several coffees, and several desserts, and they were pretty amazing. I know you want to know, is it a worthy destination or a tourist trap? But I'll tell you that at the end of the video. Hey guys, so we just left Cafe Colombo. Finally, after all of these times coming here, we finally made it there. And now we're gonna go over to Uruguayana to get Edric some Samba School shirts so that he can work out in those. And we'll be getting some footage of Uruguayana. So Uruguayana is located in Centro. It's easy to access as it's right off the metro. No matter which exit you take, if you look to your left, right, or straight ahead, you will see all kinds of stands and tables and carts and storefronts selling everything you can imagine. Housewares, clothing, swimwear, shoes, electronics, building materials, just anything you can think of. I found items that I needed for Carnival, including the pasties that I wore under my costume. They were a third of the cost compared to what they would have been had I bought them somewhere in Ipanema or Copacabana. While this footage kind of shows just the storefronts, there are areas where you can go into, it's kind of like a pavilion full of stalls, kind of like a flea market or a swap meet. The area is pretty insulated. It's been described as perfectly controlled chaos. It really is that. It can be frustrating if you're on the hunt for something and you don't know exactly where to go, but that's part of the thrill as well. When I'm in Rio, I take a lot of Ubers, but another really great way to get around the city is the metro, and I always invest in a metro card when I'm there. I recommend this for everybody because it is so cheap, and also if you are a woman, during rush hour traffic there is a women's only car, so you don't have to worry about men smashing into you while you're trying to get to your next destination. But I'll talk more about that in another video. Hey friends, thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time watching my channel, welcome. And for those of you who've been here before, you already know how much I appreciate you. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel today. You stuck around because you want to know whether or not Cafe Colombo is a tourist trap or a worthy destination. Before we jump into that, I just want to let you guys know a little bit more about Uruguayana that I probably wasn't able to convey before. And that is that Uruguayana is probably the best place to get your souvenirs. If you're a person who brings back trinkets for the people you love when you travel, Uruguayana is probably one of the best places. It's easy to access, and because it's right on the metro, and You don't really need to have a lot of information other than just how to stay safe. You can get pickpocketed, you can get robbed, but that is true of anywhere you go, really. So have your wits about you and enjoy your time. I typically take a backpack, and this way I can stuff everything that I buy in it. But I don't typically carry my phone in my hand or wear earbuds or anything like that. I keep it really simple when I'm there. The camera that I filmed with this time is super small. It's about this big. Most people didn't even know what it was. And I had it strapped to my wrist, so they would literally have to either pull my hand off or pull my arm off to get the camera. So, and also it was held really low, so that's probably why you saw a lot of butt shots.
A lot of butt shots
in it. But yeah, Uruguayana is a great place to visit, so I recommend that. But Cafe Colombo or Confeiteria Colombo, is it a tourist trap or a worthy destination? It's a historic venue. It's been around for, a long time, since the late 1800s, I believe. And it is not quite a Disney-fied replica version of itself. When you walk in, everything is heavy. It looks heavy. It's not plasticky. You can see the age in the mirrors. The mirrors are huge. The videos just don't really do it justice. The only thing that takes you out of the idea that you are stepping back in time is the fact that the patrons around you are dressed in flip-flops and shorts and tank tops, because there are quite a lot of tourists when you go. Is it a tourist trap or is it a worthy destination? I would have to say it is both. Probably not the answer you wanted to hear. But because the interiors are so beautiful, I do believe that they are worthy of being seen and photographed, and that is partially why I would say it is a tourist destination. However, the desserts are legitimately delicious. The coffees are legitimately delicious. I saw cappuccino cariocas all on the menu and at many restaurants, and I get it every time I go somewhere. That was quite possibly the best cappuccino carioca I've ever had. And cappuccino carioca is like a regular cappuccino, but it has a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of chocolate. And I'm not really someone who's into like mocha lattes or anything like that. I typically drink my coffee black with just a hint of sweetener. But I love a good cappuccino carioca, and Cafe Colombo has the best one I've ever had. So I would say that even if I lived in Rio full time, would I seek out Cafe Colombo like as a destination? Like, ooh, you know where we should go today? Probably wouldn't do that. However, if I were in Centro and I got, the munchies and I want a little something to snack on, I would consider going there if there was not a line, because the food is actually good. So that is my take on Cafe Colombo, on Uruguayana. Again, if you haven't done so, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone, and subscribe to this channel. I appreciate you for sticking around all the way to the end, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
a lot of butt shots